Boy.
Video games never seem to get enough love when it comes to action figures, especially in 6 scale. So today, we're not looking at 6 scale figures, we're looking at 12 scale figures from the PlayStation Shapes collection by Spin Master. We previously checked out their Joel and Ellie figures, and now we're looking at their Kratos and Atreus. As you all know, all good unboxing starts the box, and those Joel and Ellie figures were a 2-pack, but these figures are sold separately, so we have the 2 boxes right here. We can see Atreus through the front window with an image of him from the game down below. These were specifically from God of War Ragnarok, as you can see right there. The back has a larger image of Atreus from the game. Then the left side has a layout of everything Atreus comes with, noting that he has 33 points of articulation. Now we can see Kratos through the front window with an image of him from the game down below. This is him from Ragnarok, but he doesn't get the cloak unfortunately, so it could be him from either game depending on what you want to go for. The back has a larger Kratos image, inaccurate to the figure unfortunately, and we actually see what this figure gets on the left side, noting that he has 31 points for articulation. Let's slide them out of the packaging, and behind each of them is a blue background with some wolves pulling the sled. They both look pretty good in the plastic, but trying to pop them out can be a little bit of a challenge. It took me a minute to get both of them out here along with all their accessories, but just be patient with those pieces that seem to kind of be jammed in there. Let's start with Atreus. The paint applications on the head sculpt are outstanding. He has a very intricate outfit that Spin Master recreated flawlessly. The paint applications on the rest of the outfit also look really good. There's textured fur sections, kind of textured sections that are supposed to be kind of like leather. Plus the plastic area covering his legs is a softer plastic, so posing shouldn't really be restricted. Those boots also look really good, but the pins are visible since this isn't a pinless design for the legs. His arms seem to be single joint, which does help with some more kind of seamless look, but it doesn't really help for posability since the arms, they're not double jointed, so you can't really get as much range of movement as you can with the legs. And one of the hands right out of the box, it was already damaged, so I had to get a replacement. I love how the quiver looks on his hip, and I'm curious if the bow holder actually functions since it's just like that silver hook right there. Now for Kratos, and man, this looks so good with that scar on his stomach. That head sculpt is 100% Kratos with a beard, and those paint applications, especially on the beard, they look really good. You can see some like graying in there. You can see that red tattoo on the whole white body. That outfit is also pretty intricate. The sections that would be leather have a sculpted design. The belt just looks great. The boots are all strapped up. His legs also have the visible pins, but the arms are double jointed here, which is a nice touch, so we should get some good posability out of Kratos. The belt has a sculpted detail for his pouch and the knife and kind of like a soft plastic so you can move him around. The holster for the axe also looks like it's going to work, which is pretty awesome. So far, I've been very impressed with all the detail Spin Masters managed to put into their PlayStation figures at this scale. Let's check out the accessories, starting with the hands on Atreus. He gets a right arrow drawn back, type holding hand, and a left bow holding hand. He also gets a pair of closed fists. He gets his bow, which is sculpted to show some imperfections along the wood with sort of like a wood texture. And then you also see the sculpted in there wraps for the grip and then the string. I like that the bowstring is kind of like a rubber band type material so you can actually pull it back for posing. He gets one arrow that's notched on the backside so it fits into the band of the bow. The bow itself has a notch that can hold the arrows so the pose can be locked in with some like drawing the arrow back. And yes, the arrow can be fired from the bow if you really want to try that. I'm not sure if it's meant to do this because it was a bit of a battle to achieve, but the bow holder on his back can somewhat hold the bow, but honestly, it's a small piece that seems like it might rip off, so I just wouldn't really recommend doing that. Now for the hands of Kratos, and he has 2 gripping hands right out of the box. And then he also has 2 swap out closed fists. The Leviathan axe looks really good. Just look at all that detailing in the axe head with those gem slots in there. The handle's brown to show that it's made of wood, and then you can also see some sculpted wrappings and a little bit of wood texture in there. We also get 2 versions of the Guardian shield. There's the expanded version, which has a lot of sculpted detail, and it also has a little friction peg on the back so you can actually put it into Kratos' forearm. Then there's a small unactivated shield piece if you don't like the look of the shield. These only peg in one way onto the hole in his forearm and look pretty good once they're installed. And yep, the axe does fit into his back holster, so if you want to have it just stored on there if you don't want him battle ready yet. Now for the articulation, starting with Atreus. Luckily, the outfit doesn't really restrict the joints too much. I am disappointed though that he has single joint elbows, but it does make the figure look a little bit more seamless because the arms kind of can be hid more with like the sleeves of the outfit. The double knee joints are a bit stiffer, so just be careful articulating those too. Now for Kratos, and he has a lot of posability. He has that butterfly joint up on his arm. Luckily, the outfit doesn't really seem to restrict his posability too much. More of the scar can be seen too if you bend him backwards, which is a nice touch, and the double knee joints aren't too stiff, so that's pretty good here. Now for the comparison, we had to get out Joel and Ellie since they're all PlayStation characters on that sort of father-child journey, I guess. I'm planning on displaying all the PlayStation Shapes figures together, and yeah, they all look pretty good together right here. Kratos and Joel are similar in height, but Kratos is slightly taller, but on the shelf, despite them being from different games, I think they'll look awesome together. Atreus is a little taller than Ellie, partially due to the mohawk, and these two, yeah, they're also going to look great next to each other in the collection. The Joel and Ellie figures also came with more accessories that can slot into their backpack, which is awesome. So it would have been really cool if Kratos came with the Blaze of Chaos and that cloak type of look, or we just got more accessories in general. I really hope that the PlayStation Shapes line continues because there are so many other PlayStation characters I want to see made. There's Nathan Drake and the many characters in the Uncharted games like Sully, Elena, Chloe, Sam, and more. There's both Spider-Man, Ellie and Abby from The Last of Us Part 2, Death Stranding, and honestly, many more games that they can give us some awesome little figures of. And also, let me know in the comments what you'd want to see in a Wave 2 of the PlayStation Shapes collection down in the comments. But for me, I really like these figures. I also got in their Jin Sakai, so we'll be reviewing him soon on the channel as well, just to complete my current PlayStation Shapes collection. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of Horizon Zero Dawn, so I did skip those two, but there are two of them out there. And also, if I can find Amazon affiliate links to these figures, I'll put them in the description, and the same goes for those foot stands I often use for posing of the smaller scale figures. But overall, Kratos and Atreus are phenomenal, highly detailed 12 scale figures, and I cannot wait to put them on my shelf. But let's talk about Kratos and Atreus down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, definitely give it a like and hit subscribe for much more content like this. Check out another figure review in the playlist that'll pop up, maybe the Joel and Ellie review, or check out the collection tour to see how my collecting journey is going. As always, thank you to the channel members. If you want to become a channel member, click the join button and you'll see your name at the end of the reviews amongst some other benefits. I look forward to talking to you all again very soon, but until next time, stay 6 scale.